think we're gonna do, just been thinking about this, we're gonna do like a zero sum. So we're gonna call this like zero sum. It's all off the cuff. I don't really edit anything. I probably could, I guess, but I don't. So some great things happening in tech world. Recently we had the November 10th event for Apple. They're releasing the MacBook Air with the new M1 chip, the silicone. I guess Apple is cutting to their ties with their previous chip production. I think it was Intel, and they're going with a new M1 chip, an in-house chipset that they're doing. Looks really strong, looks good. Of course, orders went out that day, and then the Macs will roll out a week later. So also they have a mini Mac, which is basically a tiny little desktop, little puck, like a little bit bigger than a puck, I guess. And you just hook it up to a monitor, and you got yourself a portable desktop type deal, which is, it's interesting. They didn't roll out some of the things that I thought they would, like the I guess the home studio, the rumored over-the-air headset that's supposed to sing with all of them using their, I guess, they have a chip that's supposed to talk very well. I guess it's U1 chip or H1 chip, something of that nature, where it makes all the Apple products a little bit easier to communicate and deliver information to each other. The HomePod Mini should be coming out soon. That's the little smart speaker with the intercom function. I think Alexa's version is broadcast. I would have to see how that sounds. For what my experience, Alexa is a much better, I guess it's a much better system than Siri. Siri is just not, I don't know, not that smart, not compared to Alexa. Alexa, what Amazon has done with Alexa is brilliant. But I still like Apple's phones. I like Apple's computers and stuff like that. So my Apple ecosystem is there, but I'm really interested in developing a Alexa ecosystem. So me and my wife, I think we're gonna probably be doing that soon. Switching some things over to Alexa, like some. I think they're coming out with a drone. Alexa drone that kind of goes around your house and predetermined routes, and basically kind of make sure everything's going on in the house is kosher, there's nobody in the house that shouldn't be in the house, and so forth. It'll alert you on your phone if something is going on. So that's pretty cool, and that's rolling out, I believe, before the end of the year. So what else tech things? Oh, Tekken 4 season 4 is out in mass, and a lot of people are coming up with some really inventive ways to use what's the new Lady Kunitsu. I labbed her last night for about 2 hours, and she is very interesting. I think where she's gonna have trouble is somebody who can see the combos and the strings that she puts out. Now, lucky for her, she has a lot of interesting ways to confuse you with those strings, but they don't leave her in she's never in a lot of plus frames on anything that seems to be very, very useful. So for me, for now, I don't think she's going to be I'm gonna lab her just to learn her, so I'll know what other people are doing with her. But I really need to cut down on all my characters. I have way too many characters, and I'll never get good that way. I need to cut down to at least 5 characters. Right now, I'm playing about 12 characters. And I think I could be much better if I could cut that down to 5 and concentrate on 3 of them. So right now, while I'm labbing all the new changes to every character, not just Kunimitsu. Every character has multiple changes. Even if your character has one new move, your character has multiple changes across the pre-existing moves. Counter hits, frame rates, plus on block, spacing, wall carry, all this stuff is a lot different, and every character in Tekken in every season should be labbed. But what I do is I just lab every character I'm interested in, which is probably, I'd say 75% of the roster. And then, whoever I lose against, I lose against. I don't. There's about 25% of the roster that I just don't even care to even figure out how to beat them. I just play them, and if I win, I win. So. Okay, so what is next? So we have some elections, some political news. So a lot of the news outlets are claiming Biden has won, but news outlets can't claim a president. So what we have is right now, as of the 11th of November, we have a total hand recount in Georgia. And I believe there's going to be a recount they're not, ballots haven't come in yet in Nevada. And I think another swing state hasn't finished counting their ballots. It is possible Trump could win. I think Michigan should definitely be recounted. I mean, you have dead people putting in ballots. That's not fair. That's not a fair election. If Biden wins fairly, he won fairly. And we'll just have to suffer as a nation if he does. He is, what he's going to implement on us Americans, and what he could potentially make criminals out of millions of people in overnight. It's really, really scary that people would put this bumbling idiot as a president. You don't have to like Trump, but the policy is what you'll be voting for. And also you'll be voting for a president who can possibly do their 4-year term. And I just don't see how Biden mentally will be viable for 4 years. And if he's not, then you're possibly dealing with a Kamala Harris administration. And that is scary. That is super scary. I mean, she can go OP and get an Alejandro Ocasio-Cortez or AOC as a running mate, or pick as and then we'd be looking at widespread socialism in America, with judiciary packing of the Supreme Court. The Democrats are very scary right now. They could turn our country into something that it never was meant to be. So let me see a couple more things. Let's see what's going on. The parks where I live are open. The basketball rims are up. The kids can play. The dog parks are open. There is a vaccine that's 90% effective that's been approved by the FDA, but of course your governors and senator Democrats and congressmen actually want to stop you from getting it if you want it. They are trying to stop you from getting it because if they enact it now, and then they're saying that Biden won't be able to change anything about it. So it's a political move. Instead of giving you the vaccine, they are politically leaving it on the cutting room floor, just as they did the second stimulus. The Democrats didn't want to pass it because they thought that would give Trump votes. But right now, the votes are in. They just need to be counted. And they need to be counted fairly. So just give people the medical attention if they feel like they need a vaccine for this virus, the COVID-19. So anyway, that's it for now. Like I said, off the cuff, and generally I don't ever try to redo things, or I don't really try to edit anything. It's just what I feel. I don't expect this to get big, so I mean, if this channel gets any bigger or anything like that, then I may consider doing some cool editing and some production values, and you know, that may happen. But for now, it's just me in my car going from Olive Garden and giving food to the fam. So, all right, have a good one, and hopefully a return for the next zero sum. All right.